Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Tuesday the 28th of August 2018. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Now, thank you to my lovely Patreon supporters. Thank you so much, guys. I have bought this deck, the Syrian Starseed Tarot. I've never used this deck on the channel. And this is a deck that I'm really excited to use. Even in Glastonbury, anything to do with Sirius, the blue star or star seeds or walk-ins or reincarnated elementals and all of that stuff. Even for Glastonbury, it was kind of far out. So let's see what these cards have to say. Just on a practical level, let me just show you the size of the cards by putting a marker next to it. They're very, very big. So if you have tiny, small little hands, then these are going to be difficult because I have basketball player hands and I'm struggling. Although we all know that I'm not the world's best shuffler, but it doesn't matter. And here, the ones on the right are being used, I remember. So a couple more shuffles, and then I'm being told to pull 3 cards from within the deck and to give you a message that way. And this is going to tune into the day's energy for Tuesday the 28th and see what you'll be working with and how you can make the most of that day. So let's have a look. Okay, and I like doing this with these, I don't know why. They're good, solid cards. So we've got that. The 8 of Crystals, that's Pentacles, and it's Glastonbury Tour. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, that makes me feel so warm and fuzzy just seeing that. That is so great. Okay, which final card should we get, guys? I'm feeling here. I feel here. Let's get that one there. Right there. Let's keep that one hidden for now. Let's add some suspense. Okay, so here we do have the 8 of Crystals. And that is about working hard, being productive, creating. And he's working with the amazing energy. I can't believe this is Glastonbury Tour. I can't believe it. It's so amazing. The connection, because of working and feeling settled here for me personally. And now this coming up. And that energy, working with that kind of energy, it can be done anywhere. In this case, he is charging these crystals by bringing them up to the Tor, where all the meridians of the country really meet, and it's the heart chakra of the world. And he's really charging these amazing, beautiful obelisk crystals. So the 8 of Crystals means that you're able to work very well. You're able to be productive, and you're really good at being with tangible objects and creating something in the real world. The Adept of Crystals is like the Page or the Knight, and he looks very sly and very kind of street smart. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to get more crystals. So I would say I would lean more towards the Knight side, as in a knight, as in a man in a suit of armor, a knight. So the Knight of Crystals in the regular tarot is the one knight who struggles with procrastination or with overreacting. In this case, they've kind of added a third meaning, which is kind of taking the dishonorable route to make yourself rich. So instead of working hard and trying to find what your purpose is, turning to fraud and trying to con someone else out of their work. Okay, so that would be another way to take wrong action. So what you can rely on is that you are able to create. You have what it takes. This young man, he's totally tuned in. He's healthy. He's got this space to create beautiful, wonderful obelisk crystals. He doesn't need to scheme and envy other people their wealth and use crooked kind of means to get there, because that's just not one of your values and beliefs. And if you go and do that kind of thing, if you steal from others and if you try and hustle your way forward or shortchange people, you get that back. Everything you put out, you get back threefold. So it's really important to realize that you can have all of this. This looks like Castle Neuschwanstein in Germany, the castle of the famously eccentric King Ludwig of Bavaria. So that's amazing. So it might also be that you need to watch out for someone in your life today. You're working, you're keeping your head down, you're getting along with things, and someone comes into your life and tries to hustle you, or someone tries to sell you on something. Someone's not being particularly honest, and they're taking actions which are self-serving and which detract you from your work. It's like, for instance, let's say he has a franchise of crystal shops, and he goes to this young man who's working in Glastonbury, who's made these beautiful crystals. And this young man, he's not a business person, he's not very savvy. He doesn't realize that each one of those, for example, is worth 500, and especially with being charged with the energy of Glastonbury, that they're really worth something. He knows, but then he goes to this young man, exploits the fact that he hasn't any experience, and he says, I'll give you 500 for the lot. And he'll be like, oh wow, that's a lot of money. Okay. And that's a bad deal. So watch out for conflict with others, in the sense that someone may try and be dishonest or use you to get ahead. We still need to avoid those things. Yes, those people get what's coming to them in return, because we all create our own karma by the way we behave here on planet Earth. But it's still unpleasant when it happens to you. So you can try and avoid being the recipient or the victim of that kind of exchange. So today, focus on what you're doing and really, really consider very strongly any offers of work or any contracts that are being offered to you, or pay. Make sure if you're interviewing for a job and you've got the job, if you're in the pay discussions, make sure to negotiate. A lot of people don't even feel like they have the right to negotiate. Absolutely. If you're going to work for a company, at the beginning, it's much easier to negotiate your salary than it is once you're in the job to try and get a promotion. And that's where the street smarts can help you become the king of crystals, because then you know your own value and you're saying, I will do this job for you, but only if I'm paid in a way that's fair. And that's how you make more, you bring more stability and security in your life, by being honest and working hard, but also saying, what, this has value. Each one of these is £500, so I'm going to sell each one at £500. Final card. Let's see what this is. We've got the Six of Orbs, and the Six of Orbs is the Six of Swords. In this deck, they have exchanged swords with orbs. Now, the Six of Orbs is about travel and moving from one place to the other. And usually it's a woman in a boat, kind of cloaked, and it's all very cloak and dagger, moving from one place to the next and traveling with all of your problems and with all of your thoughts and all of your ideas. It's kind of a warning on one level of doing a geographical. By that I mean it's a 12-step term, but doing a geographical is, I am not happy here. I've got no friends. or I have terrible friendships. I'm just going to move away, and I'm just going to throw it all up in the air and leave it behind, because I'll be much happier in this new place. The reality is that no, you won't be happy in the new place, because you take yourself with you. You take your own head with you. The thing within yourself which creates those kind of problematic relationships, you'll repeat in the new location. So doing a change of locale, sometimes it can have an effect. So if there's a major change in the weather, for instance, if you're moving from Iceland to South Africa, you may blossom because of the climate. That can happen. But in terms of personality and in terms of the way you're thinking, you can't go to India and become enlightened. You can't get something that you've already got. You've got to buffer yourself and shine yourself up and treat yourself like a crystal until you do shine and you are enlightened. You don't need to travel and go anywhere to get something and to grab, because even that notion of grabbing something, that's not enlightened. So it's about opening up like a lotus flower and just revealing your truth. So your work today leads you to something that gets you moving forward with your work. So the best way to use the energy is to not let yourself become distracted and to keep doing what you're a specialist in. And there may be conflict, or there may be bargaining or haggling or business being done. And, you know, conflict in work and business isn't always a bad thing, because conflict sometimes gets you what you want. And you have to, this is a, you know, people in business are ready for conflict. It's part of the process. So for some people, the willingness to get into conflicts and to resolve things that way is essential as far as some people are concerned, because that's how they work and they expect you to operate at their level. So if they're attacking you, then you can either ignore the situation completely and fail to resolve it, or you can say, okay, I'm hearing your attack, this is my response, let's move forward. And it's about you having opportunities to, one, improve and grow your business. Two, improve your skills when it comes to dealing with other people, especially in a work context. Learning how to not be conned or lied to in some way. And also not buying into the belief that if you do A, B, and C, if you sign up for this, then you will be something, you will get this palace at the end of it. If something sounds too good to be true today, it is too good to be true. There's also the potential for travel and moving in a physical sense. I mean, I've moved recently. There are a lot of people who are in the process of moving. It's that time of year in the Northern Hemisphere when it's still relatively warm. I overheard a woman earlier in the street saying, the summers in this country are very short. And that is true, because we have June to August, really. So there's the opportunity to move, but there's also the opportunity to expand and grow your business by working with other people, but just be ready to do some real business. And for instance, if you want to publish a book, you get in touch with the publisher, you send them the first chapter, they're like, we love it, we want to get our editor on it and then publish it, but we're taking 50% of the cut. We're taking a 50% cut of your proceeds, of your profits. So, then you can bargain. How about you take 20% instead of 50? I would feel much happier about that, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of room for you to move forward today in a physical, practical way, to become more street smart, to become better with money, to value yourself more, to see yourself as you really are in a clear light, and to find a way to abundance if that's what you're looking for. And it's often interesting that people who are spiritual, they don't feel like they're allowed to charge. But today is a wonderful day, especially for people who want to open a holistic business or a spiritually based business, and to turn that into something that moves you to a sacred place in your life. Your thinking has got you there, and you can operate and work with the spiritual and transform that like an alchemist into the material, into prosperity and wealth and a beautiful environment and community around you and all of those lovely things. 8 and 6 is 14 and 1 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6, and this is a 1 because it's a court card. 6 is a temporary opportunity. It's a window of opportunity, just sitting there saying, come and take advantage of this great situation that's now arisen in your life. And today it's likely to do with work. It may come with some conflict, but it's worth it, because the progress you make is worth any unpleasantness or any discomfort you may feel in learning. And it's good for your work, it's good for your abundance, and it's good for your situation here on planet Earth. Have a wonderful day. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. In my private readings, I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology, and the way I combine the numbers with the cards, I do that in my private readings with all three. I draw up your astrology chart that shows me where you've been in past lifetimes and what your life purpose is in this lifetime, what you're talented at when it comes to work and career, and also what's destined for you in things like health and career, love, children, family, spiritual progress, development, self-actualization. If you have any questions, I can also answer those. So please do get in touch via the website. Hit the subscribe button so you catch me when I'm on live, doing live readings here on YouTube. And I'll speak to you tomorrow.